What's up, guys? Your McKinley Crain here. Today, I'm going to be doing my spoiler-free movie review of the 2022 thriller film that just came out last night, officially, technically. Anyway, that film is Shut In. Now let's get into it. So this is the second movie from Daily Wire that we've gotten. If you're not familiar with like Daily Wire, they're like a news and politics website. And about a year ago, they released their first film called Run, Hide, Fight, which I watched around a year ago and really enjoyed. And I actually did a review of that movie on this YouTube channel. If you want to go looking for that, feel free. It's on my channel. And before I get into this story or the review or anything like that, I like the story part of the review. I don't exactly know what to classify this as. I don't know whether or not I should classify this movie as like a horror movie or a drama movie or an action movie, because it's got like elements from like all three, and it's not exactly like a horror movie, but it's not exactly like an action movie, but it's not exactly like a drama movie either. I mean, it's a thriller, but like besides that, like I don't know what genre to classify it as. Anyway, I really enjoyed this movie. It was pretty thrilling. It was just a really fun time. It was pretty entertaining. Oh, by the way, sorry for the noise in the background. That's my family, and they won't shut up. When I move out, sooner or later, hopefully y'all won't have to deal with that in the background. Anyway, moving on. The basic story of this, the basic plot of this movie is that this single mother named Jessica is living out in the sticks in her mother's house, and she is broke. She's broke, and she's got 2 kids, and she's having to move out of her house to look for work in another place and take her children with her, because the reason why she's broke is because she recently had. Okay, so she's looking for a job. Sorry, my words are like jumbling because I'm distracted by my annoying siblings yelling and stuff. It sucks. Anyway, sorry guys. Moving on. She just recently got over a drug addiction. She went to rehab and everything, and apparently when she was on drugs, she wasn't making the best decisions, and she was spending a lot of her money, and she was kind of like exhibiting some nasty behaviors. But she got clean and went to rehab and stuff like that. And, now she's trying to raise her 2 kids. And, one day in this movie, she's just, a couple days before she's planning to move out with her kids, she is in the pantry trying to get something when she accidentally locks herself in because the door is heavy and the latch is broken, and she was kind of holding it open with like a brick. So, there was like nothing. It wasn't a functioning door. So she accidentally locks herself in, and while this happens, her ex-boyfriend, who is still on drugs, comes over with his friend, and his friend is also high at the moment. And the thing about this friend is a child molester. So, yeah, you wouldn't want one of those in your house full of kids, especially not when you're behind like a, I don't know how much this door weighs, but like a pretty heavy door that you can't open. And so her ex-boyfriend comes over, and he's high, and he opens up the door for her at first, and then, you know, he kind of like gets into an argument with her. Well, he gets into a huge argument with her because, one, he was high, two, he was just being a jerk, and you know, they were arguing because, you know, one of this character's main motivations and just main hang-ups, you know, one of the things that like drives his character is the fact that he thinks that his ex-girlfriend broke up with him because she thought that she was better than him, which is actually kind of true, and the movie kind of implies it a little bit that, yeah, it is that way. So he's high, right, and then he gets mad at her. He argues with her when like she refuses to, like, you know, get back with him and take drugs and stuff like that. And he's also being manipulated by his child molesting friend, who is crazy and is high and is insulted at the same time. And so, you know, her ex-boyfriend locks her in the pantry, and you know, and then all hell breaks loose, and this woman has to figure out how to get out of the pantry, and, you know, how to make sure her kids don't die of starvation because they're really young. One's a baby, another one's like 4. And, you know, these two dudes are back at the house off and on while this is going on, and I can't say when, I can't say why. But, you know, I can't tell you it's off and on, and every time it happens, you know, every time they come back, something interesting happens. And this makes for a pretty good story. It's got some really strong performances in it, some really great writing. Has some really clever writing. Like, a lot of the stuff that happens in this movie, like a lot of the things that characters do are like slowly built up throughout this film, and they feel earned. It's like when you're watching a scene of like one of these characters doing something, and, you know, like they figure out how to do something, or they use a certain object to do something. You're just like, wait a minute. So like when that character like used or said this in the beginning of the movie, like that led up to them being able to do something like this way, or find something out they needed to know, or, you know, just, you know, accidentally do something. You know, it's clever writing, it's good writing, it feels earned, and you know, this is a thriller movie, so there are a lot of intense and awesome moments, and this movie isn't boring at all. I wasn't bored for even 1 second when I was watching this movie. This movie was very entertaining, and it's got a lot of great performances. It's I know I already said that, but I feel like I have to say that again. It's got some really strong acting, some really dark moments, you know, some really hopeful moments in there, and a few depressing moments. And this is a very compelling movie. It's great. It's awesome. I love it. The performances are great. Just the main character is very likable, and I kind of like how they don't paint her out to be like this spotless human being. It works better when she's not this spotless human being. like, she's a good person, but, like, you know, her whole life hasn't been spotless. You know, it kind of, like, makes the story more believable and interesting. And, it makes the ending all the more satisfying. And I would definitely recommend this one, no matter what, you know, like, political, whatever, no matter what side of the political spectrum you affiliate with or are on. You know, this isn't a politically biased movie. So you'll probably like it if you're into thrillers. Anyway, moving on. A lot of the critics that have reviewed this movie have actually liked this movie. And the audience members who have seen this movie have just gone crazy for it. It's kind of like a low-key underground movie. Not a lot of people know about it. But, you know, it's actually available as of now for free on YouTube. Only temporarily, though. It's also on the Daily Wire app. So you guys can just watch it there, or, like, those places, or, like, other places when, like, you know, this movie is available there. Anyway, I would definitely recommend it. It's a very clever, very strong, you know, very gripping, gritty, dark thriller. And it just felt like something new. Just something original and moving and just great. It's great cinema. Anyway, I'm going to give this movie an 86% out of 100%, which is the equivalent of an A-. Like, subscribe, join the notification squad, I will return.